My name is Daniel Coleman. I'm the author of Yardwork, which is about building a trust from the ground up. I'm primarily a writer, and so I don't mind speaking, public speaking. I'm also a professor, so I'm used to standing in front of the classroom. But I have to say my gifts are more as a writer than a speaker. So I enjoy the chance to interact with people about the book. That's a real pleasure, because then you get a chance. A lot of times when you're a writer, you're writing into a black hole. You don't know what people are going to make of it. So the public connections are fun because I get to hear what people think. Since the book has got a lot of interest, I've of course had quite a few calls to speak in public, and I think this is a thing for many writers. You write all by yourself. You're used to that, crafting each sentence on your own, and the public domain is a different thing. I'm more gifted, I think, as a writer than a speaker, but I'm also a professor. I'm used to standing in front of people in the classroom. So while I don't think public speaking is my strong suit, I've enjoyed the chance to meet with people who've read the book and have a chance to interact with them about it at these various public events. You know, this book is about the particular resonance that I think is true for so many people these days, where we're concerned about the environment. We're trying to learn to be more concerned about the environments we live in. And we see the beauty around us, and we see the desecration around us in a post-industrial society. And so the place where I live, that's particularly intense because it's a post-steel city in lots of ways. But this is true for anybody who lives anywhere, that the local place has to matter in new ways for us. We have to pay attention to where we're living and what the dynamics of that place are, and we need to research it so that we understand it better than we used to. But you can do that in a high-rise apartment anywhere. Learn about who lived on this land, what was this land before it became the city, or how did it become the city that it is, and what are the contemporary dynamics of nature and industry and, you know, our urban environment today. My place in relation to this place where I live, I guess I don't feature primarily in the narrative. And in part that's because I wrote a book about my whole childhood and my upbringing, a memoir called The Scent of Eucalyptus. And so in this book I was particularly interested in the dynamics of environment in which the humans are just one small part of what's going on even in a city. So the raccoons and the deer and the white pines and the ground and the watershed are main characters in this book. I'm part of it too, but it's not so much about me. In fact, in an earlier draft of this book, I tried to avoid saying I and mine and ours, and tried to just write about the land for itself. And of course that makes kind of awkward sentences, so I needed to introduce myself more. But that's why the personal narrative isn't at the front of this book as much. The thing that I've enjoyed so much about interacting with people about the book has been how many folks have said, you know, it's given them new eyes for the place where they live. And whether that's environmental consciousness or awareness of how the city became laid out the way it is, the responsibilities we have as a result, all of those things have come back from folks who've read the book. And so it's a real pleasure. And in a way, I guess it maybe affirms people's, for those who've really thought about these things, it affirms the efforts they've already made to contribute to environmental cleanup and so on. But I think too, it's been a stimulus for people who haven't really thought about these things in their own neighborhood.